Alright, we should be live. We're back. We are going to play Foundations Draft. Because, unsurprisingly, with my tiny viewer base, I am not invited to the Pioneer Streamer Showdown. Actually, no, never mind. I think it actually ended earlier today anyway. But, given how difficult it looked for Newmont to find people to play against in the drafts or to get a table going in drafts, I think they could make an exception for me. At least I would be helping other content creators by supplying a warm body that is willing to draft until the set is no longer available to me for free. So we have an Ajani, and I mean, it's Ajani, it's not an Ajani that's particularly good at protecting itself, but it buffs your creatures and can win the turn it comes down. A creature suddenly getting thrown into the air with double strike is a difficult to block creature that can deal a ton of damage out of nowhere. So I think I have to take it over Burst Lightning, Vengeful Witch. Battlesong Berserker's not bad. Fiendish Panda's probably not first pickable, but once you're in white-black, yeah. Spider.
I am but one voice out of many.
Alright. So if we wanted to take a white card, the Hunter and the Paladin are fine. The Paladin also goes well with Ajani giving out +1/+1 counters, so that's a little tempting. We could also take the Spider. I think the Spider is stronger than any of the white cards here. Maybe try and wheel the Gnarlid pack. There's also Heroic Reinforcements, which is an incredibly strong finisher, giving you 2 extra bodies and mass board pump and haste. If you manage to cast like a 1 or 2 drop creature on the same turn as this, it gets even more out of hand. So it's very tempting. White green is the worst color combination, though, so I think we take the Spider and hope that everybody believes that, and we piggyback off of everybody not wanting to be in the color. Well, immediately punished. Our only green card is Broken Wings. Our only white card is nothing. Actual, factual nothing. So, question then becomes, what are we taking? I like Strix Lookout. This card keeps growing on me the more I play with it. Reassembling Skeleton is very powerful if you get the cards that go with it, but we don't have anything for it right now. This is medium. These two are medium and almost the exact same card, which is weird. Sage is fine, but I take the Skeleton over him, and red aggro creatures. Yeah, I think the only card here that's actually particularly good is the Lookout, so we'll take that and see if we get anything else in the packs. Oh, there's a white-green dual land, but I'm not even sure we want that right now, because our white card is Armasaur, and our green card is Apothecary Stomper, and that's not doing much for me. There's a Tolarian Terror and a Goblin Surprise, which are both fine. Yeah, this is going to be one of those rare cases where I ignore my Balmy first pick because the packs just aren't allowing for it. Like, yeah, we've got a Resolute now, but is that even good? Is that better than the other cards that we could take? Like, I could take a Slagstorm now. We have a Strix Lookout and a Tolarian Terror, and we could wind up red-blue spells. We've been seeing decent red and blue this entire time. But if I take the Slagstorm, slide these two down. There is another Spider. That's a little bit tempting. And none of these are great for red-blue spells. Like, this one's okay. And if I have a bunch of cantrips specifically, Klinquant Mage can be really strong. So maybe I take Snare Spinner for right now and we see what I get past. Also, the Snare Spinners are out of range of Slagstorm, so if we wind up in like a weird green-red beatdown deck, I don't know why I brought the... That should not be down here. It's probably a Johnny I was trying to grab. Thrill of Possibilities. The biggest problem with drafting red-blue is that we do not have a Balmor or similar payoff card. There is a third Snare Spinner, so... This is one of those, people don't like the Snare Spinner or green in general, so... Or they're taking, like, the Balmor Elves and whatnot and hoping to wheel Snare Spinner, and I'm just seeing Snare Spinners coming around, I'm like, those are so strong, I should be grabbing them. Alright, well I have 2 of them, so... I have 3. A Raider. The problem is I don't want this many, like, this is all the 4 drops I can afford now. There is no more room at the inn. Alright, that is Gnarlid Colony now. So, we wield one of the better green cards from that pack. That works well with the other green cards we have. Don't like bulk up. I might just take this bulk rare instead. Like, I'm not planning on playing Lunar Insight. I'm gonna take the Sprite. Because the Elephant, the Apothecary is not... Its replacement level is what it is. I do like the spiders a lot. They are Death Touchers with reach, so they kill almost anything in combat. And their ability to throw around counters is just so strong, but... The rest of my cards are all blue and red. Like, they are the only good green card. I'm going to ignore Thousand Year Storm, and I'm probably just going to take this Giant Doomsday Sphinx here. This is the Fact or Fiction one. So, you cast it, you separate your top 5 cards into 2 piles, one face up, one face down, and an opponent has to pick one of those piles to go to your hand. So... Essence Scatter's decent. Fleeting Distraction will be great to wheel because it's a cantrip. Fabloom Trick is useful. But I don't think any of those are on par with the Curator, so... We do have a Tolarian Terror already, so even though we don't have anything like Balmor, still kind of in the market for instants and sorceries over creatures for the most part. Spectral Sailor has been above rate for much the same reason as the Strix Lookout. It's an evasive threat that in the mid to late game starts generating card advantage. This one's straight up card advantage as opposed to card selection, but it's also more expensive and a less impressive body overall. I could take another Tolarian Terror and then start really grabbing the instants and sorceries. So, anything other than Balmor, an instant or a sorcery, I'm probably going to take... Like, see, now I want the Think Twice. Definitely don't want Time Stop. Ink Mage is already only okay. Like, playable as a 3-mana Surveil 3. That's pretty impressive, actually. The Goblin... We can get all of these terrors online quickly. The Goblins can be 3-power... Menace, but I want to grab the spell first. We have one Mocking Sprite, so we didn't spend a huge pick on making our spells cheaper. And potentially do things like Think Twice and flash it back in the same turn and actually cast one of the spells that we drew. That's a Spider. Spider is incredibly powerful. There's also Tadiova, who is pretty strong, and we do have 2 Swiftwater Cliffs for our red-blue build. It's possible, though, with the Snare Spinners that I'm supposed to grab, the Spider is incredibly powerful. It's a 3-mana 4/3 with reach, and then it has more upside after that. It's a 3-mana 4/3. That's already decent. Or I can take Incinerating Blast, which is probably what I'm supposed to take here. I think the green is starting to feel like a trap, and it's a very well-baited trap for me. Like, It really, really wants me to. I don't currently have the 1-drops for Micromancer, and there's only one that I know of that can wheel in this pack, so I'm going to take the Goblin Surprise. I'm still hoping for Balmor. Be up here in the uncommon slot somewhere. And let's take a 2-drop, because I'm going to fall behind on board with what I have right now if I don't. It's like 6 snare spinners or 7 snare spinners or some dumb number like that. Yeah, give me the Sure Strike. Alright, we'll take another Talarian Terror over Netsu's second right. You did wheel the Fleeting. Get out of here, 1,000-Year Storm. You were... I tried you once, and you did as well as I thought you would in this format. But nowhere near as well as I had hoped. I guess we want the higher power one if we're going to run either of them. Whoever was sad that I took all their snare spinners in pack 1 is going to be thrilled because all their snare spinners are coming back in pack 2. Or getting to them in pack 2, one or the other, if they were close to my left. Alright, taking Tadiova, because now there's nothing in the pack for me. Alright, there's a Kellen, there's a Seismic, Arcane Epiphany, and another Goblin Surprise. The problem is I don't have the threats for Goblin Surprise, so it will be the bodies instead, and that's not great. Wondering if I want another, like mini Wrath in order to take out aggressive decks before they can get started, or if I just want, like, Arcane Epiphany to draw out of things, and to be another spell to help, like, either one is going to help me set up my terrors, so... I guess we take the card draw first. We take the big card draw. Alright. We wheeled Distraction last time. Hopefully we can do it again. We'll grab Archmage here. Okay, good removal spell. Another Sprite. Sad Robot would be fine. I'm going to take another removal here. Still no Balmor. I need a target for this, and I don't have a ton of cheap creatures, so I think I'm just supposed to take the Goblin here, and if it wheels, then at least I have another 2-drop I can cast first. Alright, there's another Strix, and I would much rather have that. So... 3 more chances to find a Balmor. And if not a Balmor, some more Think Twices or Fleeting Distractions would be great. Or another large Doomsday Flyer to pair up with our Sphinx. What is my instant sorcery count? It's 10. Not terrible, but I'm gonna wind up with these terrors clogging my hand some number of games without enough instants and sorceries to cast to get rid of them, or to get them down. You have 2 thrills, so that's not terrible. And discard like a higher casting cost spell if I can't find anything. I might actually want this turtle here as an early blocker. I only have 2 2-drop creatures besides it. Or, I'm sorry, I have the Lookouts too. Lookouts are okay, though, for getting in damage, not necessarily for holding off creatures, so... I don't think I want another Sure Strike. Like, the first Sure Strike is already medium. Not aggressive enough. Alright. Last pick, Balmor. From the fresh packs, because I can't possibly see one if I don't hear. Nope. Or Axguard Cavalry, probably. Alright, we did wheel the Goblin Surprise and the Seismic Rupture. I think I want the Surprise now. Take 2 chump blockers. Reduces the cost on my Terror. There was a card I was hoping to get back in this pack that I did not, because we got the... I remember the Crackling Cyclops also being in the pack. Actually, I might want this one over the Cyclops. I have Fiery Annihilation, Incinerating Blast. Give me another Sprite, so I can reduce the casting cost of the spells I'm using in order to get my thing online. I don't think I'm running Tadiova, but I don't have enough cantrips for the Mage. Oh, it was the Fleeting Distraction number 2 that was in that pack. Well, I only need 4 cuts, so... I got 2 dual lands, so both of those are pretty good things going for me. I think I lose the Cavalry. Do I lose a Courageous Goblin or another Cavalry? I don't think I lose both. The Cavalries can let the Tolarian Terrors attack when they come down, although they're probably going to have to trade off relatively early for any, like, 3-1 or 2-2 that rumbles at me, or at least attempt to. See, ditching the Shore Strike because it's one of the worst ones in my deck. Do you think I lose one more of these? Because I need the instants and sorceries to make the Tolarian Terrors actually castable. I guess he's only okay. Giving them haste is probably better. I can also probably go down a land, honestly. I have enough cheap card draw that I should be able to find a land, and enough multi-lands that I shouldn't color screw as often. We'll see if that matters, because if I only get to play 3 games and I color screw in 2 of them, it doesn't matter that if I played all 7, those would be the only 2 it happened in. But, you know. Details. Alright. Fine, I've been pushed back down to gold rank, so... plenty of time. Build back up. Opponent goes first. I have 0... well, not 0. I have one sorcery, 0 instants. And my sorcery kills all of my early plays. I am not a huge fan of this hand. I think I'm gonna mulligan. That's not much better. But at least the instant or sorcery in question now doesn't kill my stuff. And I hold the ground pretty well. And if they're a big green deck, then the Aegis Turtle is actually going to stonewall them for a little while. If they can't find, like, a Death Toucher or something. Or a black removal spell. Hey, Turtle. Counting on you. Also hoping I find my 3rd land. Really hoping I find my 3rd land. I mean, absolute worst case scenario, I get to loot for it next turn. No, I guess absolute worst case scenario is they kill my flyer and then I don't draw land. Hey, bam for 1. A damage. Activate. Okay. I think it's the other lookout, actually. The Mocking Sprite will make both of these into 2-drops, So if I hit my 4th land, I can cast both of them in the same turn. Or I can kill Laphiel before she does anything to make me sad I exist. But she does have Menace, so she is very hard to block here. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of her. That's a feel-bad moment, but I can't let her start hitting me. I don't have my Mass Burn spell in hand to clear the board out again. Alright. It's less of a problem than Laffel is, and now that I've missed another land drop, this has got to just be looking for more land again. I can only have lands that I draw off of Strix, is the lesson that I'm learning now. Alright, well, 2/1 Flyer's not helping on this board, so hopefully we can find our 5th land naturally, and it's an island, so I can cast my Archmage. Wind up taking 3 this turn, and they gain a life. They want to. And since they're gaining a life, they gain 1 life or 2 life. Is it number of attacking elves? Okay, so they can gain back 2 life, so there's not even a reason not to attack with her. Yeah. Alright, unblock. Did not put a 1-mana 0/5 into my deck to not block here. Yep. This is fine. They just spent a Giant Growth on an 0/5, so that's about as good as that one was going to get for me. I mean, it's making the Sphinx like that much closer to being cast, so now they don't have a Giant Growth, so they're less likely to be able to save this idiot. We'll lose the Goblin, I think, here, because I just want to find another island so badly. Power doesn't have reach. I should have double-checked that first, because they're activating it anyway. Yeah, it's Vigilance, not Reach. I was like, wait a minute, does that thing actually have Reach? Because it's got all the hands, like, grasping upwards. Is this a problem? Did I screw up? Okay, taking 5. Really desperately hoping for an island next turn. So I don't even have anything I can hit. I used both of my good red removal spells already. Well, I'm cycling Fleeting Distraction next turn. I could have cycled it there to try and hit the island in case it's one of the Swiftwater Cliffs, but I kind of also need to not die. And if I hit this one, it actually saves me 2 points of damage. Theory. Well, now I can discard the Inspiration from Beyond. I'm down to 5, though, so... And they have a 5-power creature when I'm already basically dead on board. So, that's gonna do it. This game is now actually unwinnable. Yeah, I can't not take 5 damage here. I can't cast 2 relevant spells. So I have to go digging. And we're done here. Okay. That was so bad. First the mulligan, then we missed on land on two separate well, we missed drawing the land naturally. We did find it afterwards, and then I cast a removal spell and missed a land drop, and I think I looked after that. I had to, like, loot after that with the owl in order to find the fifth land, and we had double red for forever. Or, yeah. We were missing double blue, we had triple red. Could not find the Swiftwater Cliffs or another island until we were, like, 8 cards deeper into our deck. And, yeah. Can't really win a game of Magic when you can't play a game of Magic. And when I drew all of my double blue spells and 3 of my mountains and 1 island, and I had to fight for those mountains too, like I couldn't even find a land naturally on my own. And given that we did not ever see the Slagstorm, there was no way I could beat Lathiel if I just let her hit me. So I'm going with that was not an option either. Alright. Well, we have tons of card draw in hand to find our third land. If I could kill that, I would. But I can't, so I won't. Let's hope they don't have a particularly good 3, and as far... Well, I mean, it's not the best one, but it's kind of up there. I kind of want to discard Inspiration here and try and find our Sea Serpents that we have 4 of. Alright, that was a really good draw. Because now we have an 0-5 in their way. We have -2. Tolarian Terror is 6 mana, I believe, or 7 mana. Okay, you got him. Sure. Give this haste. Go, turtle. Go as fast as you can. Block their creature. Yep, that's still a 4-3 attacking into an 0-5. I love you, turtle. I think I'm supposed to discard Think Twice now. Just draw 2 more cards, and then we can draw extra cards off the Think Twice later. I don't want to have to Incinerating Blast one of their 3/3s, but... So... The bad thing about that is they're probably going to give me a much better target. The upside, though, is that if I can kill their much better target... it's just annoying. Although killing that means that they won't have a single creature big enough. Although the 2 3/3s will just double block and kill Tolarian Terror anyway, so... And so the card on top is better for them than 2 castable 5-drop creatures that generate some kind of value. Okay. The Sprite can trade with the Death Toucher here. I'm assuming that they left a different dangerous creature, or they had 2 Elfsworn Giants on top. That's also a possibility. This is gonna be... Oh, they do not have a land, though. Okay. So we get to block there, take 4. We'll kill their 5/3, because the 5/3 is actually kind of problematic with their things. Yeah, we have to kill the 5/3, because if they can landfall and play another creature out of their hand, I can't block their 3/3s anymore. Next turn I can double spell. 5/5 will lock up the ground. Yep. A 10. Okay. Play the land because it gives us a flashback on Think Twice. Alright, we're stable. We were stable. I mean, I can make one of their guys a 6/6 this turn by putting the 2 counters on it. Well. Take the free eat. Soak the damage, I think. Yeah, I think that was good for us that they let us just eat their one guy in exchange for taking an extra damage. Alright, let's jam for 2 and run out another one of these guys. Play my land, because I might actually need to flash this back and pull back. Oh, they just have an overrun. Sure. I love when all of my hard work and energy is literally for nothing because they drew 1 card. Yep. I have no pressure, so didn't lose enough of their creatures. I think we did a good job of playing that, though, up until they drew an overrun and just killed us because I have no counter spells and no hard removal. Well, a little hard removal. We have 2 burn spells. Like, I don't know what else I was going to do there besides die to an overrun with the way that game played out, but we stopped them from killing us for the longest time there, so I think we played that about as well as it was going to get played. Alright. Well, I can loot with the Strix to get rid of this thing, to get in my graveyard for the Tolarian Terror. Also could theoretically cast it to try and make the Tolarian Terror come out faster, but... Alright, we gotta beat a white-red deck, which fortunately has a whole lot of top lands to start with, but still... If we're gonna color screw, I'd much rather 1 red source, because it's a lot harder for us to find 2 red spells we need to cast in the same turn, aside from Throw of Possibility and whatever we just drew. Okay. Go get Mr. Owl. Find out how many licks it takes to get to the center of their life total. Or I can cast this and make 2 1/1s and shave a mana off of him. Which also gives me a thing to buy back. Yeah, okay. It guarantees a spell for me to hit with Inspiration. I'm not just casting it and hoping to hit a spell that I want to buy back. Alright. This is the O2 bracket for you. Our opponent is red-white and has not cast a single spell. I'm in real danger of getting Slag Stormed or something here, but... Well, at the very least, maybe we can win a game. Alright, I'm taking the goblins even though they're red-white because they have literally cast no spells so far. So I give them no credit for having anything that's going to be problematic for me. Alright. Anything that's going to be problematic for me that Slagstorm can solve. That's what I meant. Alright, let's just play our 5-5. They have a 4-4, I have a 5-5. I'm a little ahead on the damage race already, but they get to swing 4 first to close that gap. I can also swing out, and they are in real danger of dying to the Goblin Surprise buffing the rest of the team. So, it's not like they can just trade hits with Sarah Angel and be fine, just because she's right now holding off my little guys. Oh, let's find out if they have the kill a tapped creature. Cost less. They could have had something like that this whole time. Ah. Alright. +1/+1 and prevent all damage to her. Yep. Okay, you got it. Let's play out a bunch of bodies. Because my new win con is to have them block Sarah Angel on one of my creatures and deal them 15 points of damage with the other ones, and then find the last 3 points of damage somewhere. Probably with attacking with all of my creatures again the following turn. They did have a Slagstorm. So now we are 0-3. Okay. Sure. Nope. Well, save me, Giant Sphinx. I'm gonna guess they're gonna give me the Terror and the Fleeting Distraction, because this is a whole lot of card draw. I don't know if it matters. Like, if they just kill my Sphinx here, I die. So, if they have anything, or if they win the fight between the Angel and the Sphinx, I also just die. Okay, they did not win the fight. It's a good start. And 4 points of Burst Lightning to the face. Okay. Yep. Every one of those games, it's just like, I'm behind, I'm behind, I'm behind, I'm stable, I'm dead. Actually, the first game might not have been that. The first game was the I can't find an island to literally save my life. Okay. Like, I don't think this deck was bad. It wasn't great, but that is really frustrating that every time we stabilized, the opponent just had enough ways to get damage through afterwards to finish me off. And that was Xaxes too, right? I was at 6, so I took 2, went to 4, and then took 4 points of face burn. If they were 1 point of damage off, they would have had to spend their removal killing my creatures in order to be able to attack me at any point in time after that, so. That is ever so frustrating. Alright, well, I guess we can do one more if you're watching this live. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.